Hello and welcome again to another episode of NERF News, your number one source for NERF news on the net. I'm your host, Drac, and today we're talking about The Judge. The Judge is huge. Now, The Judge is also a Doomlands 2169 blaster, but it's hard to say. Now, I want to say that this is part of a new 2169 line. Now, we had the Impact Zone, which was the ice region, and my personal theory is that this is like the aquatic region of the Doomlands 2169, but then I had to toss that idea out immediately because A, the styling looks pretty traditional Doomlands. We've got the same sort of diesel punk handle and coloring scheme, as well as the clear window up top, which all the Doomlands blasters have, but of course, an Impact Zone that has been orange, and here it's still clear, which again makes me think that it's going to be standard Doomlands. It also doesn't have any additions to the badge. This is the regular Doomlands 2169 badge. Somebody told me that this was fake. I don't think that it's fake. I got this photo from a YouTube message and then again from like 20 different people on Facebook when I woke up. So shout out to Alice of Coat Duck Nerf because you woke me up with judgy news. So sharing it with all of you guys, let's talk about what it is and how I think it's going to work. Now, being that Doomlands has never ventured from elite style darts, I think that this is kind of going out on a limb to depart, but I've had a lot of people tell me things about it in those Facebook messages that I think are not correct, and so I want to kind of talk about that. Up here you can see that we've got what appears to be like some sort of almost bolt sled through the clear, and I wish that we could see the front end of this because nobody knows what it's shooting. Now, it's obviously not an air blaster. People are like, oh, Drac, this pump, return of the air blaster. Not a chance. This is too thin in the back here, and this pump actually doesn't seem to have the room for an actual air tube to come through. You need vinyl tubing to connect to a tank, so this would have to be pump completely mounted here, this being a running rail underneath it, then vinyl tubing up and through to something up here, and then the trigger would have to connect with something that's just like completely ridiculous and just not mechanically normal, at least. Nothing like the AirTech line, which is I think the last time we saw air blasters outside of things like the Titan and some Super Soakers. So what does this thing shoot? There are two options in my mind. Either it shoots triple shot blasts of elite darts, either with a smart AR, similar to how the Alien Menace Ravager works, or I want it to fire these. These are of course Demolisher missiles, and I think that since it's obviously ridiculous, it's huge, it doesn't have a stock, it's a pistol, but a massively oversized pistol, something that Doomlands has decided is going to be bread and butter for the line. I wanted to shoot missiles. If you're going to make a giant, stupid pistol, make it just so over the top and ridiculous that it fires 6 missiles out of these oversized barrels. Now, there is some recessing here in this photo that you can see, so that's either between the barrels or my triple dart theory is correct. Can't wait to find out because I think that this is going to be a cool and unique blaster either way. I'm hoping that it's really good. Doomlands hasn't been doing a lot of like exceptional stuff. The double dealer was a flop. This new revolver is not exciting at all. I thought the Lawbringer was pretty cool, but then the other one that was basically just a reshelled strong arm was not particularly good. So I really want Doomlands to do some incredible stuff outside of just the Desolator being a Strife reshell, which I thought was quite good. The long arm was pretty disappointing because in my mind it was a strictly worse Spectre or an elite Spectre, but I hope that the Judge is decent. I think the best way for this to be a unique and cool blaster is to have something going on with Demolisher missiles firing, or maybe Megas, question mark. Megas are far less likely because normally Megas exist only in the Mega line, exceptions being things like the Tri-Strike Hamp, but the Judge looks cool. It looks kind of goofy, kind of huge, kind of silly. Cosplayers are going to love this. I really hope that it's like bringing us into an aquatic line. Something about it just feels aquatic to me, like these coils here could be like respirators or something. I mean, it doesn't have enough algae or anything going on like that, but it reminds me of the Aquanauts from the Lego series forever ago. I thought that they were pretty cool, and this looks kind of like that and fits that general styling. So Overall, I don't have a ton to say about this. It's probably going to be much more expensive than it needs to be. I'd love to see this MSRP for 20 United States dollars. Knowing Hasbro and the way that they've been price gouging recently, it's probably going to be closer to 30 at MSRP, but hopefully we see it in time for the holidays. I'd love to hear your speculation and thoughts in the comment section below because, again, I'm just blowing smoke. I think it's going to fire Demolisher missiles. I think it's got an aquatic thing going on, but it could just as easily be a massive turret elite blasting shotgun prime flywheel blaster. Not flywheel blaster, what am I even saying? I meant to say slam fire. I think that that's what the bolt sled up here is for, is that this pump will somehow connect and that it will have a slam fire mechanism in it. I think that that could be very, very sweet in and of itself. But that's the Judge. This is the only photo I have of it so far. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this wild speculation video. Now, there will be another video today because I can't keep delaying good content, or in my opinion, like meteor content for the Nerf news segment. So this Nerf news is a bonus. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back today with a review of something special I brought back from Singapore.